Hello and welcome to another episode of Quarantine Content. I just made that up, we haven't actually been doing that. So I may look pretty Asian on the outside, but on the inside I'm whiter than an episode of The Big Bang Theory. And in the tradition of my fellow white people, I recently took a trip to Japan. Actually, quite some time ago now. This was late last year, well before anyone was thinking about the coronavirus. Yes, I had a great time. Yes, I looked like a dumbass every time I tried to speak their language or did something culturally inappropriate, which was often. And yes, I couldn't help but be fascinated by the various flavors of Kit Kat. Kit Kats are actually extremely popular in Japan, often the top-selling confectionery in the country, and as such has been released in over 300 different flavors since 2004. Many regional or strictly limited edition, making them rare and almost collectible. Their popularity stems from a coincidental similarity to kittokatsu, words that can be roughly translated to "you will surely win." In addition to just being enjoyable, they've become a popular lucky charm, especially for teenagers entering exam periods. They largely come in these snack-size forms with blank spaces on the back to write a little message. It's actually pretty sweet and wholesome. Hell, a few years ago I actually got free Kit Kats from Haneda Airport just because I happened to be flying on New Year's Day. The flavors I got were regular, dark, and Hokkaido melon with mascarpone cheese. Actually really good. So, for my last trip, I thought it'd be really interesting to try and grab as many flavors as I could and bring them back home with me. Then I could invite my friends over to try them out with me on youtube.com. Unfortunately, things didn't go quite to plan. Of course, just after I came back there were holidays, but then here we had the bushfires. Then, only a handful of weeks after that, the whole world was hit by the for God's sake stay at home virus. Months continue to pass, and at this point the Kit Kats I think are about 6 months old, and probably not getting any better, so I figured maybe I'll just make the video anyway. So here goes nothing, me and all of my friends trying the weird and wonderful Kit Kat flavors from Japan. Now I have 10 flavors here in my collection. I've tried to order them from least weird to most so that we start on kind of a normal note and end on the weirdest one possible. Keep in mind, this is only like a fraction of the flavors you can get in Japan. Since many of the 300 were limited edition and there isn't really a central store you can buy them all at, I don't actually think it's possible to track down every single flavor. That means I unfortunately won't be trying any wasabi, soy sauce, or cough drop variants, just the handful I could find during my 3-week trip. Okay, first I have just a regular block of Kit Kats from here, just as my kind of control variable. I don't know if these are exactly the same Kit Kats that are in other parts of the world. I've noticed a surprising amount of foods are slightly different in different countries, but it doesn't really matter. This is what I'm used to, so it makes a decent control. Alright, 1 bar of the good old stuff. That was probably a bigger bite than I needed to take. Tastes like Kit Kat. Okay, now we've started with that. Gonna put that off to the side. This is dark chocolate flavor, and this is actually open already. I've already tried this one. Not much to say about this one, it's just dark chocolate. Ah! What in the f***? How the f*** did that happen? I don't know what on God's green flat earth is going on here, but there's this like brown juice on the wrapper, and it smells like soy sauce. How the hell? I mean, it was open, but like, what? I mean, I like soy sauce, but it's like f***ing 6 months old, right? I guess I'll just open it, but like, I'm very confused by this entire situation. Why is it so sticky? Okay, I should really wash my hands. I'm gonna try not to touch the chocolate when I do this. Let me see if I can snap it through the wrapper. Bruh. Oh, nice. Clean. That is a clean cut. Actually, it's not, but it'll do. So yeah, it's basically just Kit Kats with dark chocolate, but it's got kind of a nuttier flavor than I remember. Or is that soy sauce? I'm very confused. I'm very confused. Let me go wash my hands and we'll move on to the next flavor. Okay. Moving on. Strawberry flavor. Now this I'm actually pretty excited for. I actually like strawberry flavor on pretty much anything. I was always the kid getting the pink donuts and everyone made fun of me. But I showed them by opening the packet. Ooh, oh, that's not a clean tear at all. Don't you hate when packaging does that? Okay, I got some scissors just to make my life easier. I always feel like I shouldn't be opening these because I've kept them for so long. They're like archaeological now or some shit. Actually smells kind of nice. It basically smells like strawberry pocky, if you ever had that. Thankfully, it doesn't smell like soy sauce. All right, let's crack her open. Oh, interesting. It's got like flakes in it. Like when you get like a strawberry sundae and it's like the strawberry sauce has like stuff in it. It's like that. You know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. It doesn't taste all that much like strawberry pocky. It's more sour, it's more tart than most strawberry flavorings you find, like strawberry milk. And if your strawberry milk is sour, that means it's bad. That means the milk has gone bad. And not unexpectedly, I like it. It's not exactly what I expected, but it is nice. It's very fruity. Okay, I like it. I appreciate that one. Next up, this is green tea. This is not the matcha flavor, by the way. Japan has everything in matcha. This is not that, this is just green tea. Now I've actually had the matcha one and it was nice, but I'm not actually that much of a tea drinker. And to me, matcha and green tea basically taste the same. But that being said, it'll be interesting to see what I think of these ones. Oh, that hole is too small. Oh, that hole, it's so tight. Okay, got it. It looks like the matcha one. The matcha one is a deeper green, but otherwise very similar. It's Shrek flavored, basically. All right, let's go. Yeah, I can't tell the difference. I mean, I don't have the matcha flavor here to compare, but my memory is that it tastes pretty much exactly like that. So I think all of these flavors are achieved by using white chocolate instead of milk/dark, and then just flavoring that. So if you just imagine what that would taste like plus green tea, you're pretty much there. Next up, now, I have no idea what this is. Ruby chocolate. Like, what is that? Nuts and cranberry is what that says. Interesting. I don't know what that has to do with ruby chocolate, but you know what? Can't complain about putting some nuts in my mouth. So let's open this up. Whoa, this looks like a single serve in comparison to the strawberry is like a double stick. And this looks like just a single. I also noticed the packaging in general is pretty different. Like this says adult sweetness. Don't quote me on that. And this seems to say every day, like you're supposed to eat one of these every day. So it's a Kit Kat with shit on the top. Kind of looks like a granola bar. Maybe it's supposed to be like healthy or nutritious or something. All right, let's give it a shot. It actually does resemble one of those muesli bars or something, like with the yogurt in it and the shit. I don't know if this has yogurt in it, but it kind of reminds me of some fruity yogurt because of the cranberry. And then it's nutty, like a granola bar. And they say they use ruby chocolate. That is not a thing I've ever heard of. If anyone is like a choc aficionado and knows what that is, let me know in the comments down below. All right, so those were the ones that seemed relatively normal. Now we're gonna move on to party ice cream. What flavor is party? This one too does not seem to say adult sweetness, so this I guess is for the kids. It also says on the cover, I'm gonna guess it's vanilla flavored because that's what they seem to be depicting on the front. Then again, those are mint leaves, aren't they? Let's try it, let's try it. Aw, that's cute. It loves me. Man, if only this was like a real human being. Feels like it's too cute. I can't break that. Do they all say that? Aw, they all love me. Okay, let me try it out. So it is vanilla, but it really is, it's surprisingly really effective at tasting like party ice cream. If you assume that party ice cream is like a delicious soft serve cone. So I gotta say, I'm actually pretty happy. All right, Japan loves their tea. Here we have roasted green tea. Now, who wants to bet Me, the not tea enthusiast, will just think this tastes exactly like the green tea and the matcha one. Let's find out. So the green tea and the matcha are green. This is very brown. Ooh, that is strong. It does smell roasted. It smells like something that's been, you know, cooked. I don't know, it smells mature. It smells like, you know, like tea does. It's also not quite as brown as I expected from the wrapping. It's kind of, and I guess this makes sense, kind of a halfway point between green and brown. It would not be the most appealing poop or vomit color. Then again, I don't think anything is an appealing poop or vomit color. All right, let's give it a shot. Okay, they are similar because obviously they're both tea, but this one does taste noticeably, I'm not sure what the word for it is, noticeably roasted. It's like how bread tastes slightly different when you toast it, where it picks up some extra flavors from the, I think it's called the Maillard effect. It's a lot like that. Okay, chestnut. I am actually a big fan of chocolate and nut, anything. One of my favorite chocolates growing up was some, I think, chocolate and hazelnut thing. So I expect to like this. It's very autumn themed, which you can obviously see from the design. Let us give it a shot. I like the packaging. What I'm curious about is, are they actually gonna put like chunky nut pieces throughout the chocolate? Or is it just gonna be like chestnut flavored, like they put some nutty powder in there? You're gonna love my nuts. Watch this. Wow, that looks straight up like white chocolate. Maybe a little browner than white chocolate, but only very slightly. It certainly doesn't look chunky. I don't think there's any nut pieces in that. All right. That was different to what I expected. I like it. What it tastes like. Fellow Australians will know what this means. Vanilla up and go. That's what it tastes like. Almost exactly like that. I'm surprised because that's not usually what I think of when I think of chestnut. I'll be honest, it's kind of nostalgic because I used to go to school with those things. It really is quite sentimental for me, I gotta say. Okay. I don't know what to make of this. This is Sakura and roasted soybean. Sakura is the, those flowers, I forget what they're called in English. Damn, I'm really a fucking weeb, aren't I? Cherry blossoms, right, of course. So I guess it'll be kind of flowery, not like, you know, the white stuff, kind of like rose flavoring or something like that. I'll admit, rose flavoring is not my favorite thing, so if it is like that, it may be a tepid enjoyment. Whoa. Ironically, let me just compare real quick. Ironically, this Sakura and roasted soybean tastes way, way more nutty than the chestnut did. But this smells straight up like almonds, you know? Okay. What a weird concoction of flavors. And not in a bad way, just, that was not what I expected. It starts off even tasting a little bit nutty, and then starts tasting a lot like coconut. If you ever had a Bounty bar in Australia or a Mounds bar in America, it really tastes a lot like that, minus the chocolate, just nutty instead of chocolate. That's interesting. Okay, that sounded weird, but actually wasn't at all. Next up, we've got apple pie flavor. I don't know why it's purple. Why, what in the f would that ever be purple? It actually says Halloween in the bottom left, so it's probably more to do with that than apple pie. Hell, you know, as we learned in real life, it doesn't matter what color it is, just matters what's on the inside. I'm actually excited, I really like apple pie. And this has mint leaves on it too. I've actually never seen an apple pie with mint leaves on it, at least not in this country. Is that a thing in other countries? Is that a thing in Japan? Anyway, I'm not gonna really think twice about that because the party ice cream had mint on it and was not minty. A. I don't know what that means, do they all have different letters? I'd be very impressed if they all had different letters. Whoa! Or. It says or. Okay. This has to be like a sentence or something, right? Oh, yes. It's totally a sentence. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of duplicates, actually. Okay. I thought that all 12 of these might come together to construct a sentence. But when I look at them all laid out, I'm starting to doubt that, because there's a lot of the same words. There's a lot of have, there's a lot of Halloween, there's a lot of or, and there's a lot of no. When I saw have and Halloween and I was convinced it was going to say something like, have a happy Halloween. I suppose I can construct things like, have no Halloween. Yeah, I don't really have that many words on here. And I guess it wouldn't really make sense for them to make an English word puzzle in Japan, or have a you. Look, I don't know what I was supposed to do with this. Okay, back to A. Considering the track record so far, I'm gonna say this is probably gonna taste a lot like apple pie. Ooh. That smells very cinnamony, which I guess makes sense for apple pie. A little bit of apple pie, a little bit of cinnamon. It is indeed purple as well, which, you know, whatever. All right. I can say it does evoke apple pie. It's got the tartness of the apple. It tastes like pastry, which is interesting. And it tastes like cinnamon, but it doesn't quite come together in the same way an apple pie does. It's odd, to be honest with you. If anything, it actually tastes more like it's blueberry flavored. It tastes more like a blueberry pie. It's got the cinnamon and the pastry down, definitely. But I wouldn't necessarily say that tastes like apple. I'd say that's worth trying, but I probably wouldn't get it again. All right, fellows, we are down to the last flavor. Another autumn flavor, sweet potato. Now, to be honest with you, looking back, I don't know if this is really the weirdest one. I put it at the end because I was like, how the f do you get potato into a Kit Kat? Thinking back, Sakura and roasted soybean, maybe that should have gone at the end, even though it wasn't that weird. I don't know, it's not an exact science. Right off the bat, much like the other autumn flavor, Chestnut, they both look like they're basically just white chocolate. In fact, yeah, they're very similar colors. Chestnut is browner for sure, but yeah, really similar. All right, I actually really like potato, including sweet potato. Probably one of my favorite foods, so this will be interesting. All right. It does, it feels like potato. To be quite honest, it overwhelmingly tastes like white chocolate. I would say probably like 80–85% white chocolate, and then maybe 15–20% potato flavor. But it does have overtones of potato for sure. So you've seen me try them all, but I know what you want to see. You want to see me rank them. And I'm more than happy to oblige. Of course, taste is highly subjective, so this isn't a definitive worst to best list. Instead, my metric is how likely I am to go out of my way to buy them again. With that out of the way, let's start from the bottom. More or less tied for last place are dark chocolate and the 2 Ts. I know a lot of you would definitely disagree, but I'm not a huge fan of bitter flavors like these. I might like them if they were sweeter, but I think the point of these flavors is that they're not super sweet, and I definitely know of people who'd prefer that. I don't think they're bad, they're just not my cup of tea. Next is apple pie. I was surprised how much I didn't care for this one. It seemed to mostly taste like pastry and cinnamon with a slight tang to it. If you really like the taste of pie pastry, you might be into it. It's fine, but I wouldn't really get it again. Next is sweet potato. Again, it's fine, but it mostly tastes like white chocolate with some potato juice thrown in. Now, don't get me wrong, I like white chocolate a lot, but given the choice, I'd personally just opt for a white chocolate Kit Kat because the potato undertones just feel like an unnecessary aftertaste in the whole mix. Next, nuts and cranberry with ruby chocolate. Hard to hate actually, but also hard to really call a Kit Kat. Eating it feels like a very different thing, and the packaging seems to back that up. Comparing this with the others is a little like apples and oranges. It wasn't bad, but I'd only get them specifically for them, not because I wanted a Kit Kat. Next, Sakura and roasted soybean. I liked it, but it was a lot of flavors all at once and, to be honest, kind of overwhelming. I'm not sure I'd be down for it all the time, but I could definitely see myself enjoying more of them here and there. Next, Chestnut. I liked this too, but not because it really tastes like chestnuts. I think a lot of my enjoyment comes from the nostalgia for vanilla up and goes, which, to be fair, is a genuinely nice flavor, whether that was what they were going for or not, but I would definitely be happy to have more of them. Next, party ice cream. I liked this one a lot. Some people might find it a little rich or overly sweet, and I doubt I could eat a lot of them in one sitting, but I very much enjoyed it and would definitely want to get them again given the chance. Next, strawberry. This is almost interchangeable with party ice cream, and again, some may find it a little on the rich side, but I do tend to like fruity flavors a lot, and this was no exception. But to be honest, none of them definitively toppled the OG, which I would still rank at the top as the one I'd be most likely to get again. It makes sense. If the original wasn't so appealing, it wouldn't have gotten this far to produce this many other flavors. But to be honest, if I lived in Japan, I could see myself alternating regularly between OG, strawberry, and party ice cream, whatever I felt like on the day. Plus, of course, trying any new flavors as they came and went. Perhaps in another life. But, as a minor addendum, if we were to include flavors outside of these ones specifically, there is a cookies and cream flavor you can get here, which I might rank even higher than the OG in my own personal opinion. Imagine that. I tried 10 flavors all the way from Japan, and still concluded my favorites were all available locally. Thank you so much for watching. Now, it's looking like this whole quarantine situation is starting to die down, and as you can see, I've got plenty of Kit Kats left. So, if you guys still want to see me force my friends to try these out, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I'll see what I can do. This was a lot of fun, and next time I go to Japan, maybe I'll find some other ones. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I know this is different from my usual tech content. If you watched my recent update video, you'll know why. So, yeah, I hope you guys had as much fun as I did, and I'll see you all in the next video. Hopefully, very soon. See you then.
Subscribe to MattKC.